You will not believe where we are flying today. Drum roll. Matt and I are flying to Europe for the first time. We have never been. We're flying to Paris, out of all places, so it's going to be incredible. Amazing buildings, think delicious food, and then we're actually heading out to the French Alps, so massive mountains, going to be doing some epic hikes, way bigger than what we have in Australia, so we're so excited. So we've got all our gear packed. We are flying out today with China Eastern. It's our first time with this airline, and the best part is we're flying business class. We are so excited. From Sydney to Paris in business class, such a long journey. So it's fun because that makes it actually part of the journey and part of the adventure, rather than just being stuck on an airplane, for so long. It's gonna be so fun trying all the different courses of meals, getting amenity kits, having a lay flat seat, being able to sleep. Oh, I cannot wait. So not dreading the flight at all. I am so excited for the flight because it's gonna be, part of the adventure. We stop over in Shanghai on the way there, but we won't be leaving the airport. We'll just be in the lounge, eating all the delicious Chinese food and relaxing, have a shower. And then on the way home, we're actually leaving the airport. We're spending a night, the hotel's actually in the airport. It looks beautiful. And we're gonna be heading out to Disneyland in Shanghai. Oh, I love Disneyland so much. It's gonna be Matt's first Disneyland. He has not been to a Disneyland before, and I'm so excited to take him because I know he's gonna love it. And then the next day we have a city tour of Shanghai. So we actually get out and see the CBD. And within 24 hours, we're gonna be doing Disneyland and seeing the sights in Shanghai CBD. So we're so excited. The food is gonna be amazing. And it's gonna be super cool to see China because both of us have never been before. So, I actually cannot wait. So let's go, I'm gonna take you with us.
We arrived at Sydney Airport nice and early and headed straight for the Sky Priority check-in since we were flying business class. The first thing we noticed was the staff were super friendly and helpful.
Sydney Airport has a huge luxury precinct with lots of designer brands, so we decided to have a look around all of the shops, and we were surprised with the amount of restaurants in the terminal as well.
Since we were flying business class, the lady at the check-in counter gave us VIP lounge cards to allow us access to the Qantas Business Lounge. This lounge was huge with a lot of great food options, from hot breakfast foods to pastries, fruit, toast, coffee and cereals, and also not to mention the whole cabinet of beer, wine and spirits. And yes, people were drinking alcohol at 9 AM. This was a really relaxing place to sit and wait for our flight. They even wheeled around trolleys of freshly made egg and bacon rolls and smoothies. It was finally time to board our flight MU562 from Sydney to Shanghai and check out our seats on board the Airbus A350-900.
We were honestly shocked with just how spacious and private this layout of seating was, and the cushioned seats were so comfortable. We sat next to each other, but there is a divider which closes in the middle to allow for more privacy if you want it.
We were given welcome drinks and warm towels to freshen up, which was a nice touch, and we knew we were in for a luxurious 10 hours. I checked out the menu and honestly the food sounded great. There was always Western and Chinese options to choose from and at least 3 choices for the main meal. Honestly, wasn't sure how I would be able to eat this much food on one flight, but it ended up being the perfect amount. The drinks menu was also very extensive and included a range of juices, soft drinks, teas, coffee, wine and spirits, making sure there was something for everyone. I decided to go through the goodies that we were given on board, and first up was this bag which contained a pair of navy China Eastern slippers. Next up was the amenity kit, which I was very excited to open and came in a really cute pouch. Inside was a small tube of Colgate toothpaste, a pair of earplugs inside a case, an eye mask, a comb and a toothbrush. I don't know if it's just me, but I love when planes have external cameras to watch, especially when you don't have a window seat. Our appetizer for this meal was smoked salmon and cherry tomato salad with lemon oil, pumpkin creamy soup and a selection of bread, and first impressions of the food was that it was really good. For the main course I chose beef short rib slow cooked with polenta, which was actually incredible, and for dessert I was spoilt with a selection of cheese, fresh seasonal fruits, white chocolate cheesecake with mixed berry and ice cream. I checked out the bar on board and had a look out the window from one of the spare seats in business class as we were flying over the coast of Australia. I really liked how easy the shutters were to close on these windows too.
So we're currently a couple of hours into our flight to Shanghai. I have some slippers and I have pajamas. I actually didn't think we'd get pajamas on this flight, so I'm so excited. I'm going to get changed now, get comfy, and then probably go have a nap.
After changing into my pajamas, I was actually surprised at just how soft they were. I closed the door to the aisle to offer maximum privacy while I slept, and it didn't even feel like I was on a plane with all this space. Now it was finally time to recline the seat into a bed and see just how comfy it would be.
I was pleasantly surprised with how spacious it was, and I found it to be really comfortable to take a nap, especially with the pillow and blanket. There was a lot of legroom and I fell asleep so easily. Then it was time to check out the entertainment via the handheld remote. There were plenty of movies on offer, mainly Chinese, but there was a selection of international movies that were in English. There was also plenty of games to play, which I spent a while doing. Our next meal consisted of a garden salad with balsamic dressing, bread, fresh seasonal fruits, and I chose chunky mushroom beef pie for my main meal, which was so good. We landed at Shanghai Pudong International Airport right at sunset, which made for a beautiful view before disembarking and being escorted to the beautifully air-conditioned China Eastern 137 lounge. We were so excited to shower in the lounge and refresh before our next flight. The private bathrooms were big and provided slippers and towels, and of course were cleaned between each use. Being able to shower during a layover is a game changer, and we were so impressed with this lounge. The lounge was quiet when we arrived and had huge drink fridges that you can help yourself to. We'd been told to try the famous MU noodles, and I loved the setup here with the airplane windows. There was also plenty of other hot food on offer, which were mainly Chinese dishes including dumplings. You could also get toast, pastries, cakes, desserts and snacks. Our time relaxing in the lounge went so quickly, and it was already time to board flight MU553 from Shanghai to Paris. This flight was 12 hours on board a Boeing 777-300ER. The business class layout was quite different, although it was still a 1-2-1 configuration. The seats were spacious and laid out on an angle which required you to pop the screen out to face you. The amenities on board were all the same: slippers, headphones and an amenity kit. We were also offered pajamas on this flight too. Again, we were offered a welcome drink and a warm towel, which I was loving. The first meal came out after takeoff, which began with a packet of mixed nuts and dried fruit, followed by beef with soya sauce and boiled okra and a choice of bread. For the next meal I chose the sautéed beef with black pepper and black garlic vegetables and steamed rice. I couldn't fit much more in for dessert, so I just got the seasonal fruits and then was ready for a nap. I was so tired by this point, and again the seat was super comfortable, but I actually couldn't believe it when I woke up 6 hours later. I was so stoked with how well I slept. I woke up to the Western style breakfast that I chose, and then next thing we knew we were landing in Paris, France. We spent the next 3 days exploring Paris before heading out to the French Alps, but I'm going to save all that for a separate vlog and keep this video as our travel journey and stopover experience on the way home in Shanghai. So for now, I'm going to jump you forward to the journey flying home from Paris. Our business class seats gave us access to the Air France lounge, where there was plenty of food available from hot to cold, as well as a selection of drinks. We then boarded our flight, but you've already seen my review of this plane, so we'll jump straight forward to Shanghai. Hello from Shanghai, China, another new country for both of us. We just landed and went through all the customs and everything, super easy. The lines were actually really short, which is great. And we just walked literally, didn't even have to go outside, like through the terminal to the Holiday Inn. And that's where we're staying the night. We've got basically a day and a half here in Shanghai as our stopover on the way home from Paris. So pretty jam-packed time here. We're gonna try and squeeze a lot in. It's currently like 4 p.m. maybe. And we're gonna go head off to Disneyland for the evening. Hopefully catch the fireworks, get on a few rides hopefully, and just check the place out. Tomorrow we have a walking tour, which is provided by the airline and the airport. So looking forward to that, and we're going to take you along with us. Less than a 30-minute drive from the airport is Shanghai Disneyland. We arrived in the evening and wished we had more time, but we were still so excited, especially to see the world's largest Disney castle. Then we headed straight for the Zootopia land, which was so epic, but busy, as I think this is the most popular area in the park. Before long, the sun had set, but let me tell you, Disneyland is so beautiful at night with all the pretty lights. We then went to Toy Story Land, where the attention to detail was crazy, and it was so much fun. We caught a glimpse of Wreck-It Ralph dancing on stage and saw the famous Tron ride. There is so much to explore in the park, you need at least a whole day to see it all. We jumped on the Pirates of the Caribbean Battle for Sunken Treasure ride, which was so great, before finding a viewpoint for the fireworks show, which was a beautiful way to end the night before the park closed. The next day we went to the Shanghai Tourist Information and Service Counter at the airport for our free city tour. When spending more than 8 hours in transit at Shanghai Pudong International Airport, you can access a free Shanghai transit tour provided by China Eastern in partnership with Trip.com. Our English-speaking guide gave us snacks in the air-conditioned minivan as we made our way into the city. We walked through the streets of the French concession with its European architecture, and I was honestly so shocked at the amount of greenery along the streets. Our guides then took us to a market where the locals buy their fresh produce, and it was interesting to see the different types of fruits and vegetables. They also had stunning orchids. Our van then picked us up and took us to East Nanjing Road, which is a pedestrian street famous for its shopping. There were massive screens with advertisements and billboards, and lots of fun shops to go in. We took a look inside the massive Pop Mart, but it was so busy inside. Our guide had asked us what we'd like to try for lunch, and we said the Shanghai soup dumplings, as a lot of people had recommended them to us. She took us to to a local restaurant where they're all made fresh, and I'm pretty sure we were the only tourists there. They provided a free pot of tea and then our food arrived. We tried the pan-fried pork dumplings and then the soup dumplings, and they were both so good. We had a look in a few shops before reaching the Bund, a location famous for its views of the Shanghai city skyline. It's an incredible spot with modern skyscrapers on one side of the river and 19th century European architecture on the other. I wish we had longer, but our tour was over and the rain had started. Our minivan picked us up and drove us all the way back to the airport, where we checked in for our flight back to Sydney. The business class check-in area here is so luxurious and quiet, which sets us off on a great foot before heading to the China Eastern 36 Lounge. It was great to experience a different China Eastern lounge and relax in peace and quiet and comfortable chairs before our flight. Once again, there was a really large selection of drinks to choose from, as well as breads, pastries and prepackaged snacks, fresh cakes, desserts, sandwiches, a salad bar, and fruit salad, and these were just the cold options. Of course, there was also a big range of hot food, which was really great opportunity to try some other Chinese dishes, and everything we tried was really delicious and full of flavour. There was also a chef to cook the MU noodles on demand, which we opted for. We chose our own meats, vegetables and sauces to fully customise the meal. After a big day exploring Shanghai, we again took the opportunity to shower in the lounge so that we were ready to sleep on the plane. The bathrooms were super clean, spacious, and had all the amenities you could need, including a hairdryer. We enjoyed the lounge so much that we didn't leave any time for shopping, but let me tell you, there were so many great shops in the terminal, including lots of international brands. Then sadly, it was time to say goodbye to China and make the journey back home, but we couldn't be sad with luxurious seats like this for a 10-hour flight. Then, just like that, we were back in Sydney, Australia. What an amazing trip.